Hello everyone, let's give this week's teaching on Bardo thodol. It's number 6. Because this is the English version for the Bardo thodol teaching. Already we give the Chinese one, so this is the English version. But actually it's not one by one translation from the Chinese version, because I think should be give some comprehensive understanding for the Tantra. This is the second time we give this Bardo teaching, so I take some review of that Tantra by myself, and myself was, moved again by the Guru Rinpoche's vision. Why we think so? Because the Bardo thodol actually is the one of the most important Tantra for the Nyingma Bas teaching, the old teaching of the Tibetan Buddhism. And actually a lot of Samaba, the new one, the scholar also borrowed a lot of concept from this Bardo thodol Tantra. Bardo thodol can be separated by his main idiom. It's two. One is Manjushri Bardo thodol, another one is Vadasado Bardo thodol. But actually, we can say both of them share a lot of commons between them. And the main part, we always repeat some concept of this we call body. Because, for example, we read up a lot of concept as the human body when we are alive, or when we passed away, our body changed into like the energy body. But we can say actually it's like a subtle body. But interesting is, even when we are alive, we can create our own subtle body by our Dharma practice. If you can practice very well, so you still can raise up your own subtle body when you are alive. And that subtle body is not the independent body out of our human meat and blood bodies. But if we can, practice very well to raise up the high level, it's a high level Dharma practitioner, then we can create the independent subtle body. So we call this illusory body. Illusory body. That means now between us there is the mat. If I practice very well, if I get that level by chanting or visualization, I can create another Jangyang between us, standing or living there. And this subtle body can move the stuff, can talk, can do a lot of things to benefit others. And then they can disappear by our chanting, then this one. So this is the three concepts. One is human meat and blood body. Another one is energy body, like subtle body. And the third one is very advanced energy body, we call illusory body. So we should know. And we should know it, those three body concepts involved in our living period or in the Bardo period. So it is a concept of the Bardo. Because Bardo means what? Bardo means in the middle period of time. After we pass away, before we get new rebirth. So that's why. But for the ordinary person, common person, they didn't practice any tradition. They just a common person. So when they pass away, at first period of time, even at the first and the second period of time, they cannot realize they died because they still feel the existence of their body. But actually speaking, that body they can feel is kind of energy body without the meat and blood. So actually the kind of like what kind of energy body means kind of light, made of light. So they move on. But it's not ghost period. It's not ghost like that way. They move on. They blow by the karma wind. Go east and go west, go everywhere. Try to escape that karma judgment. It's very sad. But for a successful Dharma practitioner, if he or she can practice very well during their alive time, then they can transfer their mind into Bodhisattva's mind. Buddha's mind, like that. We call Eden's mind. For example, I practice manjushri, so I try to first transfer my human mind into the Bodhisattva manjushri's mind. It's compassion, it's vision, with feeling, and with power. So, keep that state. But unfortunately, I'm not so well to do the Dhamma practice. So I cannot transfer my human body when I alive. So I cannot get enlightened. At that point, I pass away. But just because I successfully transfer my mind into the Bodhisattva's mind, so immediately after I give up this human body, I can catch up the Buddha's light, then get enlightened. We call these things, we call the Bardo's enlightenment. Master Tsongkhapa achieved this achievement. Yeah, Master Tsongkhapa, because he's a full monk, he cannot practice a lot of advanced method to transfer this human body. So he didn't get enlightened when he alive, not like Milarepa. But because of he practiced very well, he already transferred his mind into Buddha's mind when he alive. So after he passed away, immediately he catch up the Buddha's light, got liberated. And if we can successfully transfer our mind and body at the same time, or at least one by one, before we pass away, that means we already transfer our human mind into Buddha's mind. We already transfer our human meat and blood body into the rainbow body, something like this. So we can get enlightened when we are alive, like a person. The good example is Guru Rinpoche and Milarepa. When Milarepa alive, he can fly in the sky like a bird. He can transfer the wall, the rock, and go through that. This Siddhi is a reflection that he already achieved the Siddhi, that transformation of their ordinary human life into the Buddha's. Human's body into Buddha's light body. Because Buddha's body is light body. For the samsara, for the Singhoga Siddhis. For the Singhoga Kaya, So for the Singhoga Kaya level. Yeah. If we said for the Buddha Kaya, Buddha Dado level, so it's actually it's not the light is kind of we can say, beyond the light. It's kind of like collective consciousness, this kind of things, beyond the level of light. But still, if we can practice very well, so we can transfer. There is certainty that we can get enlightenment during the lifetime if we can practice very well. If we can transfer the human meat and blood body into those kind of Sanghogakaya's body. Actually, we can say it's kind of light. So that's why the Guru Rinpoche give up teaching on those things. Guru Rinpoche got those teachings from Manjushri Bodhisattva directly. Then he write down the tantra of this we call vibe. This one. Manjushri name Sakiti. This belongs to the vibe tantra. Vibe. Like a www, those kind. Yeah. This teaching, we get those teachings from Guru Rinpoche finally until each generation's Lama. Then we get it now. So there's certainty that we can save ourselves first by those kind of teachings. And we can successful practice, then we can achieve the illusory body. If we can achieve the illusory body, then we can save others. Please know that I use the word save, not just help. We can help by those human body to help others, to do a lot of works. But if you want to save others, you must save yourself first. So that means you must get, or at least you can get a lot of help from your achievement on these illusory bodies. So by the narrow six teaching, illusory body is involved in narrow six teachings. The first one is Sumo, in the five. The second one is illusory body. The third one is dream yoga. The fourth one is the Bardo. The fifth one is the clear light. The final six is the transference. What does that mean, transference? Transference is you can transfer your human body to whatever you want, where or when, whenever, wherever, or whatever. For example, if I successfully achieve this narrow six, I can transfer my mind into a car, or a house, or a god, or a human, girl and boy, woman and man, successfully when I lie. I can choose whatever the existence in, for example, 100 years ago, or 100 years later. Yeah, I can get this existence in Tibet, in Mongolia, in America, or in Canada, or in Europe, or in other planets, because those planets belong to Source Jambu. By the Buddha's word, this Earth planet belongs to the Source Jambu. The other planet is the other Jambu, maybe north, maybe west, or east, etc. So the final transference, the highest one. This is highest CD. We call freedom CD. There's 10 freedom CDs. There is the power freedom CD, there's a vision freedom, there's transference freedom, there's a long life freedom. So this, yeah, they all belong to those tantras. For example, the Manjushri Yamataka, there's a lot of those on the ground. So this kind of CD achievement. Why we talk about those things? Because actually this is the basic for the Bardo Tado teaching. we give the teaching on the Bardo thodol. It's not just a one-by-one description of the words from book, because everybody can buy a book, the Tibetan book of that. They're translate into English, French, Spanish, a lot of Chinese words, Japanese, Mongolian, something like this. You can read it. But by the surface word, you cannot understand where it comes from or where it want to go. Because Bardo thodol is not just for the dead person. Actually, some kind of purpose is for the dead person at the beginning. But the deeper meaning is the instruction for our Dharma practice when we are alive. So that's why we always repeat it. The Bardo have 6. 3 of them belongs to the lay person, 3 of them belongs to the dead person. Actually, if we are lucky enough, if we can understand those teachings and learn it and master it, so we get enough instruction for our living. And we can use this valuable golden time to practice, to train, to transfer our ordinary human mind and ordinary human being and blood body, to transfer it into the divine one, divine mind, divine body. Then finally achieve those illustrious body. Then, if you can do this, you already got enlightenment. If you cannot do this, at least your mind and body get trained. And after the conscious, all of the human body, those conscious, the well-trained conscious, can catch up the Buddha light immediately and merge your consciousness with those Buddha light, and you get enlightened, you get saved. Or you cannot catch up at first, but still, because you get well training, your mind get trained, your mind get prepared for those kind of energy things, then you can transfer your mind, your conscious to the Buddhist, to the Amitabha Pure Land in the 3rd battles of the rebirth. Because when the karma coming, you have no other choice. You have to get it rebirth. But by the Bardo thodol teaching, there are several methods to avoid rebirth in the low realm, or avoid the rebirth in the low caste of human. But the best way is to transfer your mind to the Bodhisattva's Pure Land. How? For example, the Tantra said, when the karma coming, you should look at the union of your future parents. You should look the ordinary sex into the divine Eden posture. Then you will realize your future parents, mother and father, woman and man. You will realize that union of them into the union of Eden, Buddha and the Mother Buddha. Then, by this kind of realize, you transfer the ordinary sex into the divine union. Then, those kind of jealous for the father or for mother, and this kind of jealous will lead you to be reborn as a boy and girl, get ceased, get stopped. Then, by the union of divine Mother and Father Buddha, you'll be attracted by the Mother and Father Buddha. Then, this kind of attractive lead you to the Pure Land Amitabha. Of course, you are chanting at the same time. to chanting the name of Amitabha or chanting the long one, the short one, the medium one mantra of Amitabha. Yeah. By this kind of method, you can stop the rebirth in the ordinary humans or animals or whatever it is, rebirth, and you can transfer yourself into the Pure Land, Buddha Amitabha. So it's very, very important. Yeah, it's very important things. Maybe some student will ask, so easy to be get reborn in the Pure Land, so we don't need to practice when we're alive. It's just listen and take this teaching, then we can enjoy every day. Do a lot of bad things, then when you get rebirth, I just remember those lamas word, then I chanting, I realize, then I get reborn as a Bodhisattva in a Pure Land. No way. Because if you want to remember that words for the rebirth to the Pure Land Amitabha, that means your karma already be cleared. At least your karma is not so heavy for you. If you get a very heavy karma burden on your back, you cannot realize that union of father and mother is just a trick for you to get rebirth. Because when you escape with the karma, you jumped into the cave. And the wall of the cave is the reflection of your mother and father's union. For the ordinary person, maybe just several parts of seconds, there's no any hesitate time. You just jump into. You cannot realize, oh no, it's a trick. I should escape. At least I should hold on to realize the chanting Amitabha to save me. No. If you have very bad karma on your back, you cannot realize that. You just whoa, it's so good, I will jump it. Oh, it's so charming, that guy. So if you think about that idea, you will feel jealous for the lady, for your mother. Then you will be born as a boy, as a girl. On the contrary, you will be born as a boy if you love that woman. If you hate that guy, yeah, you will be born as a boy. Actually, there's no any chance. You think about it and do some meditative thinking and take some breaths. Oh no, Lama told me there's another story. No, actually, there's no chance to think about that. Why? Because karma is too heavy to push you to jump into that cave. And the other side, we can say, your subtle body is too low. Your subtle body, ordinary subtle body, is too low. What's that mean, too low? The existence is too low. Because ordinary person, the subtle body, the energy is polluted. It's not so pure, so bright. The energy is not so pure. It's polluted. Actually, we can say some dirty involved. The energy is very low. It's full of negative one. So, ordinary subtle body is very heavy. It's very heavy. When the subtle body out of the humans, there is some entrance. If the subtle body, the conscious, can out of the humans through the crown, that means the energy level is higher. The energy is so pure and positive. So they can jump to high to catch up the Buddha light. If they cannot catch up the Buddha light, maybe get a little bit lower. So catch up those visions of wrathful and peaceful deities of Buddha and Bodhisattvas. If they cannot again, lower again to the Mahagala or Yamaraja's judgment, then, after those judgments, the vision of karma of your previous life get reflected. And by this vision of karma, the subtle body get lowered again to get rebirth. So you can say 3 levels. When the conscious walk into final Bardo of rebirth Bardo, already, those karma already put on the back of the subtle body. Very heavy. And like a stubborn. You're not so smart. You cannot think about a lot of thinking, a lot of teaching. When you're alive, you get this. You go to that Rinpoche, go to that Lama, you go to that monk, get a lot of empowerment in nations, blah, 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 blah. Actually, at that time, you cannot think about those things. The only idea is I try to avoid the judgment, the punishment, the torturing from Yamaraja. So you try to escape. Then suddenly, in front of you, there's a key. Oh, you say, oh, I guess it. You jump into the cave. You lose your consciousness. When you get your consciousness back, you already in the womb of your future mother. And that time, you're already in the womb after 4 or at least 3 months. 3 or 4 months, actually, as a baby. Baby girl, baby boy, baby dog. Yeah, whatever baby was. Already got it. Or, if the karma is so bad, you can reborn immediately as a demons or human being, as a hill beings, being in the hill. They are rebirthed as like a miracle. There's not the physical one. There's no physical body. They jumped in the cave. When they wake up, they already got the new body as a ghost or as a hill beings. And those kind of life is very, very long. You cannot stop it by yourself. So suffering again. So my meaning is, don't leave these soul things after we died, after we pass away. We should try to catch up those golden opportunity to train ourselves when we are alive. Catch up every minute, every hour, every day, every week, month, year, to train ourselves, to look at the mandala, to look at the Buddhas, Tankas, whatever, teachings. Then always remind us and train, clear our Dharma first, train our mind and body. Please don't forget your body. Don't just look at your mind. It's the common things now. We think about practice. Okay, meditation. Okay, meditation. Okay, meditation. You just say it. Didn't move. You just whatever. I don't know. I never do that. So I don't know exactly what they're thinking when you do the meditation. But I know most part of person who walk into some place to take meditation is just to stay there. But your mind get moving. So yesterday, oh, I got dinner with a girl. Oh, I got some buffet, or get some chicken, I get a beer. Okay, maybe tomorrow I will make an appointment again to get a beer again. So blah blah blah. I got movies. Yeah, and the 3D movies, move on, flying down, blah blah blah. So that's why I go someplace, there's meditation class. Someone suddenly, laughing at. Everybody keeps silence, sitting there. Someone to laughing at, and he didn't discover himself is laughing. Yeah, somebody look at. Oh, sorry. I cannot laughing out. I cannot let you know. So actually, I don't think that is helpful because you didn't train yourself very well. If you want to train yourself very well, you should always know there's 3 doors. your mind, your speech, and your body. You cannot just catch up your mind with the totally ignorance for your speech and your body. Right? You cannot breathe very well, so you stay there. Your body feel cold, so cold, but you try. Oh, I will hesitate. I will do it. Then I don't think it can help, because you didn't get coordinated between your mind with your speech and body. But if you cannot coordinate those three things, you cannot liberate it. This is the king. This is the core part of the Dharma practice. I cannot give you the detailed teaching because secret teaching for that. But actually, this is the top one. Top secret. You want to be a Buddha, you must know it. How to coordinate your mind, how to coordinate your speech, and how to liberate your body. As you can say, oh no, the body is just the dust, just waste, just garbage. Okay, if you want to see that, it's all right. So you cannot save yourself when you lie, because you get this burden. And I think it's very dangerous for you to get liberated after you pass away, because your energy, if you didn't practice your body very well or speech very well, you always look at your mind cannot get the peace, because your mind get controlled by your breathing, by your speech, and your speech get controlled by your body. If you cannot coordinate those three, you just look at your mind cannot get safe. Even you pass away, there's no burden for your body, but still there's a subtle body existence. And those subtle body, you can say, is the mind body, but still it's kind of involvement of the energy in existence. Your mind cannot just go through, even there's no burden for this meat and blood body, because there's still some energy body involved in your mind. And if you didn't train your body very well, I can 100% sure that your subtle body is not so good. So you cannot get free, because your subtle body is still a prison for your mind. Even you passed away, even you give up this human meat and blood body. That is the Bardo title's teaching. That is the Bardo title's teaching. The subtle body have their own superpower. The subtle body can go everywhere immediately. For example, someone died in China. Now I'm in Toronto, Canada, North America. I chant immediately. He come to this place. Some part of a second, they come. They can transfer whatever they want. The only two things they cannot transfer through, go through, is the womb of future mother. And it's a Bodhikaya, that holy throne of Buddhas and the Bodhi tree. That place cannot pass through, because this is the center of energy of this earth, like a body of this earth. The energy is so strong it cannot pass. Otherwise, they can go through everywhere. Even they have such superpower involved in their subtle body after they pass away. Still, you should know that the subtle body is the core, has the core inside, like alaya. The karma is still involved in that subtle body. You cannot escape from your karma, because alaya is still involved in that subtle body. So that's so sad. So we should know the death is not the end, and the death is not liberated. It's not liberation for us. We cannot get liberated from the death. But we should know the death is good opportunity, because at least we give up those meat and blood body. The subtle body may be a little bit dirty, a little bit heavy, but better than the meat and blood body. Yeah, they have their own power. But still, we should train this. But we should know the Bardo period is very, very short. For ordinary person, that's the 7 weeks, 50 days. So you cannot train yourself just only use the 50 days. And during those 50 days, there's a lot of vision coming on. Very big sounds, the bread, the thunder, a lot of dogs, a lot of those coming on. So you have to try escape, blah, 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 blah. There's no time. There's no peaceful situation for you to train your subtle body. So back that words, we should catch up now, those government duty, because we're still alive. There's, compared with the 50 days, maybe we have 50 years to train ourselves. Then we should practice now to train ourselves. I said train ourselves means our mind, our speech, and our body together. This is the Bardo teachings. Yeah. Somebody said, so Lama, what's the message? What's the advice for you? I said, Guru Rinpoche already gave us Bardo and thodol. Bardo is so sad, so dangerous, so short, but still we get the savor. We get the help from thodol. Thodol is our safe. What's that mean, thodol? Thodol mantra. Try to catch up this mantra, then we can get safe. That means now you're chanting a lot. When you, at daytime, you're chanting a lot. When you're falling asleep, you can chanting. When you dream, you can chanting. If you can chant in your dream, okay, you can chanting in the Bardo time. Then one by one, finally you get this safe. You get this master to save yourself, to get liberated from Bardo. So my word is the mantra. Mantra is the key. Yeah. Get some kind of nature, get some kind of empowerment, then chanting it, chanting. 100,000, 1 million, 1 billion, until you get it. You can get safe. Otherwise, no one can save you. Buddha didn't save us. Buddha teach us. Buddha is not creator, and Buddha is not the one to help us, to change us into Buddha. Buddha is the one to teach us into Buddha. Right? Buddha is not the creator like other religions said. If Buddha is those things, is those one, Buddha will save his brother. His brother, his cousin, going to the hill just because Koro do the hard, do a lot of bad things to Buddha, want to kill Buddha, want to divide the Sangha, blah, blah, blah. So I go to, you know it, right? Tibetado, going to the hill. So this is a good example. Even Buddha himself. Buddha is just a teacher for us. He gave us teaching. He let us know the truth of this world. And he gave us the message to get all of this world. But he's not the one. Actually, there's no one to change ourselves into Buddha, just ourselves. So we should practice. because the theory is so simple, but practice very hard. But ordinary person always try to get a new method, go to different temple, different center, go to different lama, different monk, try to get different nations empowerment. Why? Because they didn't trust himself. They get an empowerment, then throw it out. Get a lama, then throw it out. You try to get a new one, higher one, bigger one, largest one. But you should know, even now, Buddha lied. You be a student of Buddha, you still need to practice by yourself. Buddha have two cousins. One Tibetado, because the background going into him. One is Anand. Even when Buddha, after Buddha walked into final nirvana, Anand is the only one of the student didn't go into the Arahant state. Yeah. Anand is so handsome. Why he become a monk? Because Buddha is handsome. He said, oh, such handsome, excellent guy, be a monk, so I should be a monk. He always look at the surface. Yeah. He go out for back for the food. He go to those luxury house, handsome guy, beautiful woman, beautiful lady. He go to there to bag the food. He didn't go to those pure families, ugly house. No, he didn't go there. So Buddha give teaching several times. He refused to get it, and someday Buddha give teaching on the Singha. He finally, by his superpower, he know it. Anand was kidnapped by a beautiful lady. And Anand almost give up. So that means he broke in the wall of monk. So Buddha asked a mandrasri to go there to save him. And Anand go back. Anand said, oh, it's so terrible. So what's that things you help me for the mandrasri? Mandrasri said, this is a long mantra of Lengyan mantra. So Buddha said, Lengyan mantra is the key. It's the key. It's the key for those words. He gave the teaching. But he didn't give it to the Anand. He gave it to mandrasri. Why? Because Anand always look at the surface, the performance of outside words. But he's a cousin of Buddha. He had the blood of Buddha, of the Shiga family. But he didn't get into the Arahant state. So after, but not very long, after a short time, after Buddha walked into final nirvana, is Asha, the first Buddha of the monk of Buddha. First level of student of the monk from the Buddha Singha. It's Asha, we call Asha. Teach Anand. Finally, Anand walked into the Arahant state. But it's the lowest one. Even he's a cousin, brother of Buddha himself. So that means Buddha is the teacher of us. The Siddhi, the achievement, the enlightenment of us. We didn't rely on your teacher. Your teacher, just the guy, led you into the house, led you to the peace, led you to the road. How far you can walk, how big achievement you can get, it depends on yourself. My guru is very high level. After he got out of the prison of Chinese in 70, still he can bear the feet, walk in the snow for the minor 20s. Yeah, it's very high level. But yeah, we have a lot of students from him, but not everybody gets so excellent. Why? Maybe some of the student is not so rich. Yeah, but still, it depends on yourself. Depends on yourself. Depends on your own hard working. No, depends on your blah blah blah. So as a good Dharma practitioner, always keep silence. If you open your mouth, chanting, or give Dharma teaching, or try to help others, then stop it. Yeah. This is the Guru Rinpoche's teaching on the Bardo table for this week. The next week, I will give it more further teaching on it. Okay.